Hi, this is part two of the lecture on Introduction to Robotics. And the first part of the lecture, we talked about what robots are, and we explored some interesting examples of robots. But now we want to think about how robots function and have a better understanding of this. Well, robotics as an interdisciplinary field rests on three strong pillars, as we can see in the picture, which are mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, and computer programming. And we'd like to see how these parts play together in the design of robot systems. Well, first, robots are mechanical physical systems, and therefore they are made up of an assembly of stationary or moving parts, as we can see in the picture. And these refer to the mechanics of the robot. And so, for example, the body frame and the mechanisms and the drivetrain for motion of the robot and other things make up the mechanical structure and design of the robot. Now, alongside the mechanical structure of robots, we see that robots have all sorts of sensors, like we saw in the first lecture with a lot of cameras, examples with cameras. And robots also have actuators, for example, motors that help the robot to move around to perform tasks. And all important, robots have processors, which can be referred to as the brain of the robot. And these are mini computers where all of the processing and planning is done. Now, the third part of robotics is computer programming. And simply put, a computer program is a set of instructions that tells the robot what to do and how to do it. Now, these programs operate on the processors to control the actuators and move around the mechanical structure. And so we see how robotics is a synergy of the mechanical, electrical, and computer program. Before we conclude this introductory lecture on robotics today, I would like to introduce us to some of the robotics programs that are currently ongoing in various countries in Africa. I was pleased to find on Wikipedia that there are at least 81 ongoing robotics and STEM programs in Africa today. I imagine that the number is actually higher. So here I've featured three of them on this slide. Now, first is the Ghana Robotics Academy Foundation, which trains secondary school students on building and programming robots using the Lego Mindstorm platform. And then also here we have the Senecol in Senegal. And this program organizes computer programming tutorials for primary and secondary school students, as well as organizes robotics competitions. And then here we have Fundibot from Uganda, which trains young students on electronics, mechanics, and programming, and motivates them to build solutions that solve local problems. And so there are many interesting programs already ongoing, and we're very excited to see more programs develop and inspire more people about engineering. And I would like to introduce the Pan-African Robotics Competition here. It is an annual robotics event where students from all over Africa come together to showcase their talents and skills in robotics, as well as learn and support each other. And the competition is going into its third edition, and the previous two editions have been huge successes. I would strongly encourage students and teams to check out the website I have over here and consider participating in the event at some point, either this year or sometime in the future. So in conclusion of our introductory lesson, let's review some of the things that we've discussed. We know that robot systems can sense the environment, think or process information from the environment, and also act or perform a given task within the environment. And we also saw some examples of this. We also learned that robots can be designed for various applications. We saw examples of this in healthcare, in agriculture, in manufacturing. And we also saw that robotics as a field brings together mechanical, electrical engineering, as well as computer programming. And finally, we explored some of the ongoing robotics programs in Africa as well as the Pan-African Robotics Competition. And so please go on to our next lecture where we introduce robot design using the VEX Robotics Kit. Thank you.